It is unprecedented for a former U.S. president to be indicted, and now it's happened to Donald Trump 4 times. He's charged under Georgia's Racketeer, Influenced and Corrupt Organization Act, or RICO law. It was originally created to target organized crime groups. Trump and 18 others accused of creating a criminal enterprise to reverse the results of the 2020 election in Georgia. Trump is denying all charges. Paul Pelletier joins us now. He's a former Department of Justice prosecutor and a current trial lawyer in Washington. Paul, great to see you. Thanks so much for being here. Let's go and begin with this indictment. 98 pages, 41 counts, 19 defendants total, and then there are about 30 unnamed co-conspirators. What is your reaction?
Well, good afternoon, Veronica. My reaction is probably what everyone's reaction is. That's a lot to chew off of. If you've ever seen a trial, you have the defendant sitting on one side and the government sitting on the other side. Most courtrooms can't handle 19 defendants. That's a lot of people. So I anticipate that, number one, this trial is going to take a long time. Number two, that it probably is going to be the last of his 4 criminal trials to go to trial. And number three, that the court or the judge is probably going to break it up into much smaller, digestible pieces. But this indictment is something that the former President Trump, is not going to be able to avoid because it's in a state court, and no pardon or anything like that can get him out of it. So it's a very powerful charging document.
I wanted to ask you specifically about these 19 defendants because, like you were just saying, it is a lot. It's a lot to wrap your head around. There are a lot of people that are involved. And Fani Willis has said that she wants to try all 19 defendants together. How do you make that happen? And then how do you speak to the court calendar with 4 different trials now taking place at the same time?
Well, first of all, I've had trials with as much as 13 defendants sitting there, but you need big courtrooms, you need very conscientious jurors, and the problem with that is the trials end up taking an extraordinarily long time. The last trial I had that had 12 defendants took almost 6 months to go to trial and to try. And so I think that that it may be impossible to do so. I think that in the long run, you'll probably have some plea agreements. Some people will cooperate. But I don't think judges like to try that many people because it's going to take a long time to try it. And because of that, the trial will, like I said earlier, will probably be scheduled at the end of his federal trials and probably after his Manhattan trial. So it seems to me that this trial is going to be set way off in the future, well after the presidential election.
I wanted to also ask you a little bit more about the DA's strategy here, because though she's named 19 defendants in this indictment, there were 30 unnamed co-conspirators. What do you have to say about her strategy here?
Well, I mean, obviously you can't name 49 people in an indictment. That's way too much. And at the end of the day, sometimes these co-conspirators, when they're listed as unindicted co-conspirators, sometimes that's because they're cooperating. And so I would imagine that there's a large portion of that 30 that are cooperating with her investigation. So it suggests that there's going to be a lot of people in the state of Georgia who will be testifying as cooperating witnesses in that case. That's what that suggests to me.
And this is all happening, Paul, while Trump is running for president again. Right now, he is a front runner for the Republican nomination. So if he is convicted, what is the legality of his candidacy, and will he be able to serve as president of the United States?
Well, like I said earlier, I don't believe this case is going to go to trial before the election. But if he's elected, there's nothing he can do about this trial because neither the governor of Georgia nor the president can pardon this conduct. So this will happen. It will go to trial. The Supreme Court could say that you can't have the trial while he's president. But those are all issues for the future. I think that the most important thing that we have to look at here is what the prosecutor, Fani Willis, is trying to do, is trying to vindicate the interests and the votes of the people in Georgia. As we all know, the election system in this country is governed by the states. They're the ones who run the elections. And what she's trying to do is vindicate the sanctity of that process. And if you think about it, what she's also trying to vindicate is the minority votes in the state of Georgia that Trump and these co-conspirators, according to the charges of the indictment, were trying to pretend never happened. We were trying to get rid of without any real legitimate evidence of fraud. And I think that that is a direct assault on our democracy. And I think that's what she's trying to vindicate here.
Now, last night, when she was announcing these charges, she set a deadline. She said all 19 defendants are ordered to surrender by next Friday, August 25th at noon Eastern. So, Paul, what happens if they don't?
If they don't surrender, what she said is she had arrest warrants for all of them. They will be arrested in due course. Now, some of them might not be able to attend for various reasons, and they'll have to call her and they'll have to get an agreement to surrender at another day. But if they do not make arrangements to surrender, she said there are arrest warrants pending and they will be arrested. That's the way the criminal system works.
What does that mean, though? Does that mean that we will see them be booked? Will they be processed? Will there be mugshots? Will they be handcuffed?
Well, whether they're arrested or not, there's the process of booking all of these defendants. And what I've heard that the office has said is that all these defendants will be processed, fingerprint, mugshotted, and brought before the court. So that's going to happen regardless of their arrest. When they're arrested, that's part of the process of being charged in a criminal case. And she's assured us that that's going to happen in this case with every defendant.
Now, there are 4 different cases happening simultaneously now. There are almost 50 charges against the former president. How do you think this all plays out? Does he serve jail time?
Well, first of all, whether he serves jail time is sort of up to whether or not he gets convicted. And, with all of these charges, the seriousness of all these charges, the quality of proof that we've seen as underlying all these charges, if I was a betting man, I would say he's going to get convicted. And the charges of which he's going to get convicted of are serious charges. Some of them hold sentences upwards of 20 years. The Georgia case has a minimum mandatory of 5 years, which means that unless a judge wants to show particular mercy on him upon conviction, he's going to go to jail for 5 years. So yes, there's a real potential that he'll go to jail. And I think if we look at what the judge in Washington, D.C. has already said in sentencing some of these individuals, this is a very serious case, a very serious crime of which they tried to upset our democracy, the counting of votes for the president. And any judge who treats that seriously is going to want to impose a penalty that comports with the seriousness of the crime.
All right, Paul Pelletier, always good to see you. Thank you so much for being with us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Victoria.